So we are going to start fertilization and implantation. Fertilization intro, and like it was discussed, but here as we need to know what's fertilization, so a basic definition or anything. Fertilization and implantation. So let's say first thing we'll go with very basic. Fertilization term is simply when ovum which fuse with the sperm nucleus, so they together call as fertilization. This means haploid term has been formed. What else you'll see simply there, if this the ovum, this is the sperm, so they form fertilization process and zygote will be formed. So I'm sure it will be clear. Then comes our main part which we are going to discuss today. It is about implantation. So implantation is what, so we'll start from very basic. You just need to understand zygote has been formed, what will happen from the zygote to implantation process. So let's see, here comes the zygote 2n, which is haploids. What will happen, we know we have blastomere and these all cells, so a cycle will basically start from the 2 cells. When we have 2 cells, after that we have 4 cells, then we have 8 cells which I'm not mentioning. Then comes our main part which is about blastomere. Simply blastomere is formed, so this is blastomere. So when blastomere is formed, you'll see these 4, like more than 4 structure will be formed. Now these blastomere again making more structures. Then after this we'll see a circle like a structure which have more than 16 blastomere, which are not tightly packed, they're quite loose. That's called as morula. So the membrane around morula called as monopelliceria. So this is the membrane, that membrane called as monopelliceria. This has so much function. Like monopelliceria is present, then this morula have outer membrane, that's called as pteroplast. After this structure you will see there will be inner in this one. So this could not be the here morula. After morula we have more thing that's called as few other things. Here comes the another structure which is called as like here the outer covering, that will be called as pteroplast. So which is called as the outer covering. Then in this one the structure is like this. First the covering of cells is present around which are tightly packed, but I could not make it very clear. Then in the middle you will see so many other cyst like structure. Let's change color now. So in the middle you will see a few more structure. This is simply mentioned by inner cell mass. After this inner cell mass we have the remaining cavity, that's called as blastocele. So I'm sure it will be clear. Then comes another part. After this cavity we'll see one more thing is simply these cells will get not like they will simply form another structure which will later on happen. That is structure called as they have covering like this. So this covering internally have few more structure like this one. So here in the middle we also have another cell. The middle cells laterally appears, like first you will see this one part, then they will again form another kind of a structure that's called a spot. So let's see, let's go with another color now, which is orange. So the outer one layer you see in the purple color, that's called as ectoderm. The inner one, like this blue one, called as endoderm. And after that we have another structure in the middle one which appears later on, called as mesoderm. So these three are basically the germ layers, which are very important, just because they all provide and help during the embryonic development, just because they form the structure as we have studied kingdom animal in first year. That's what about a triploblast. And triploblast, like the third three layering, two layering in the, sometimes you'll see absence of mesoderm which will not be present, sometimes all three layers. So all three layers together called as triploblast. So these all things will appear then in this structure. There's another thing, okay, let's make with this color. You'll see another kind of structure over here, like on these, this structure called as what, this structure called as chronic villi. Villi simply here like projection, chronic villi, and which also combine with the uterus tissue. So when they combine with the uterus tissue, this means they are having a connection between them, like they are quite able to connect with the uterus wall, and that's called as blastocyst connection. So I'm sure it will be clear. Then comes another part. In this one structure you will see one more thing as well. That structure called as, which connect mother to the navel, like to belly button, navel. And we also have placenta. Placenta is what, that's called a placenta, which have so many functions. Firstly, that provide nutrition to the baby. Secondly, inhale and exhale of gases will also occur like that. Inhale, exhale. Even the nutrient, the waste of child is also transferred throughout that. So even they have other hormones. Hormones like what? Hormones like HPL and HCG. HCG. So HCl, HPL, which is human placenta lactogen. Right. Then for HCG, which is human chronic gonadotropin hormone. Human chronic gonadotropin. So these both have so many functions, and you might have seen lactose, this lactogen, which is present in beers, like chest or something, which provide nutrition and they're providing milk. Even you might have seen a few packets of the milk now, where they feed up their children with this milk, and even on the box it's written lactogen. So that's simply this one hormone. So I'm sure it would be clear. Okay, so let's see, I have also added one picture. Oopsie. So let's see, here you can see this the urinary system entirely. When sperm get fused with this one, sperms are going here, it get fertilized, so fertilization occur process. Then we have other one structure which happen mitosis, ovulation, we form blastocyst. After that we have uh, four like a structure. Here we have medulla, which is about 16 cells. Then we got other steps which I have written down. So I'm sure it will be clear. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.